Hey, what's up everyone? Jason Turley here. In today's video, I wanted to talk about SSH config files and how much of a time saver they can be. So if I do a listing of my SSH directory, we can see here that I have multiple SSH keys that I use to log in to different servers that I have. And it can get a little complicated and a little confusing trying to remember, all right, let me use this exact identity file and what exact server does this belong to? What username do I have? So that can get a little bit tedious. It can get annoying, and we can do better. So SSH has this concept of config files that you can use in your local directory. So if I do a quick printing of my config file here, we can see the layout and the structure of it. So the host is the name that you want to give this. This can be anything. In this demo, I'll be using my SSH access for Pwn College, which is an amazing capture the flag platform that has lecture videos from professors from Arizona State University and a whole bunch of quality CTF challenges and community challenges as well. Completely free, highly recommended. So we have our username here of hacker. We have the host name of the server that we want to log into, this being dojo.pwn.college. And then we have the path to our identity file. This allows us to use passwordless authentication. And hey, mine is pretty simple. It's just home.jason.ssh/pwn_college. Awesome. So now instead of having to do something crazy like this, hacker at dojo.pwn.college, I can log in this way. It's going to take a second. Cool. I am connected and I am on that Pwn College server. Awesome. But let me exit out of here. We can see that is a lot to type. We can simply do SSH and then that host that we gave it. I just named mine Pwn. You can name this anything. So now I can just do SSH Pwn and look at this. We're logged into the same exact server as before, right? Pretty awesome. That saves a lot of time and you don't have to mentally jump around and think, oh, what was my username? What's the host name of the system? You can just have these quick shorthands. But wait, that's not all. We have one more thing. We don't just have to use standard SSH. In addition to using just regular SSH to authenticate and get an interactive shell, we can also use SCP. SCP is a way to securely copy a file from a server to somewhere else. So typically, SCP has a very similar syntax to SSH. Instead here, we would do SCP, and then we have to do colon, and then give the path of the file that we want to download, and then we have to give the username, and we have to give where we want to put the file, and it just becomes a lot. And the syntax can get kind of annoying and it's easy to make typos. But with this config file, you can do SCP Pwn, that's the host name. This is where we're going to grab the remote file. I'm going to do colon, and then I know what file I want to grab. It's going to be challenge level 1-1. And I'm just going to do dot to specify my current directory, or I could do dot pwn if I want to name it something else. But we're going to SCP it to our current directory. I hit the enter key. We wait a few seconds. We let it authenticate. We can see it grabbing the file, and that was pretty quick. I can do an ls tac l, and we see that the file is here. And it successfully downloaded this challenge file, so I can work on it remotely on my computer. I can open it up here in IDA Pro or something if I want to analyze it. I don't need to use the interactive shell anymore through SCP or SSH. So that's it for this quick video. I just wanted to highlight something that I recently discovered with SSH config files and using them for standard SSH authentication as well as SCP. There could be more things I'm missing out on, but those are just two quick things I wanted to highlight in this video today. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.